Let me ask you something, and I need you to be really honest with yourself. Are you absolutely sure she's with you for you? Or is she with you for what you can give her? Because from where I'm standing, I see far too many good men, great men, even mistake being used for being loved. It's a silent epidemic. You pay for everything. You do all the chasing. You tolerate a level of effort from her that you would never accept from a friend or a business partner, all while telling yourself, this is just how dating is. Let me tell you the truth. The real cost of ignoring the warning signs isn't just what's on your credit card statement. You're losing your time, which you will never get back. You're losing your pride. And you're slowly losing your sense of worth as a man. Don't let that be you. Not anymore. Stick with me, because I'm going to pull back the curtain and expose the top 5 signs she's using you. And more importantly, I'll show you exactly what to do when you see them. This video could be the turning point you've been waiting for. This could be the moment you decide you will never again allow your generosity to be mistaken for weakness. So, before we continue, do 2 things. Hit that subscribe button and tap like. Then, I want you to make a commitment to yourself in the comments below. Just write these 5 simple words. I refuse to be used. That's your first step. It's you drawing a line in the sand and beginning to reclaim your power. And right after this, we'll begin with the first sign. The one that instantly exposes when you've stopped being her partner and started being her wallet. Alright, let's get straight into it. Pay close attention, because the truth in these signs can be subtle, but the impact they have on your life is anything but. Number 1. She makes you pay for everything. Let's start with the most obvious, and yet the most frequently ignored red flag. You find yourself in a pattern where your primary role in the relationship is to be the financier. Every date, every coffee, every movie ticket, every Uber ride, it all comes out of your pocket, without question and without exception. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm a gentleman. It's my job to provide. I want to treat her. And that's a noble sentiment. Generosity is a wonderful quality in a man. But you have to learn the crucial difference between genuine generosity and being a walking, talking ATM machine. Generosity is a gift you choose to give. Being an ATM is a role you are expected to fill. Let me give you the brutal reality from my side of the table. When a woman has genuine, deep respect for you, when she sees you as a partner and not just a provider, she will be mindful of your resources. She will feel uncomfortable with the idea of constantly draining you. It makes her feel like she's taking advantage, and a woman with integrity doesn't want to feel that way. So what does that look like in the real world? A woman who is genuinely invested will do things like this. She'll say, "Hey, that restaurant looks amazing, but it's super expensive. Why don't we grab some tacos and go watch the sunset instead? I just want to spend time with you." She'll grab the check for the coffee or the movie tickets and say with a smile, "I've got this one." Or if you've had a few expensive dates in a row, she will actively try to balance the scales, suggesting free activities or offering to cook dinner at her place. Her actions show you that she values your company more than your cash. She is trying to protect your resources because on some level, she sees them as part of a potential future together. Now, contrast that with the woman who is using you. She never, ever reaches for her wallet. The thought doesn't even seem to cross her mind. She has no problem suggesting the most expensive restaurant, ordering the priciest cocktail on the menu, and then adding on dessert, because she has zero financial stake in the decision. The cost is an abstract concept to her, because it's your problem, not hers. If you were to ever suggest something more low-key, she might seem disappointed, bored, or might even cancel. This isn't just thoughtlessness. This is a clear sign of entitlement. It's a mindset that says, your resources are here for my consumption. So, how do you handle this without coming across as cheap or confrontational? You run a simple, low-stakes test. Next time you're out for something casual, like coffee or drinks, when the bill comes, just relax, lean back, and wait a moment. Don't immediately grab your wallet. Just let the bill sit there and continue the conversation. Watch what she does. This brief moment of inaction from you is incredibly revealing. Does she awkwardly stare at it, waiting for you to handle it? Red flag. Does she not even look at it, completely oblivious, assuming you'll take care of it, as always? Red flag. Or does she reach for her purse? Does she say, "Let me get this"? Or, "Should we split it"? Green flag. Even if you end up paying, the simple offer to contribute tells you everything you need to know about her mindset. If she fails this simple test, or if you suggest she pays for something small and she gets defensive, offended, or makes an excuse, then you have your answer. She doesn't see you as a partner. She sees you as a sponsor. And the issue isn't the $5 for the coffee. It's the glaring lack of respect that it represents. So here's the line I want you to burn into your memory. A woman who truly values you will try to protect your money, not drain it. Number 2. She already told you she just wants to be friends. This one is going to be painful to hear for a lot of you, because it directly attacks a fantasy that society and Hollywood have sold you for decades. The idea that if you're just persistent enough, if you're the nice guy who hangs in there long enough, she'll eventually wake up and realize you were the one all along. Let me be the one to tell you that is a lie. When a woman looks you in the eyes and says the words, "I just see you as a friend," or "You're like a brother to me," she is not playing hard to get. She is not secretly testing your resolve. She is drawing a clear, definitive, uncrossable line in the sand. She is giving you the truth in the kindest way she knows how. The manipulation in this scenario doesn't actually begin with her. It begins with you, the moment you refuse to accept her words as truth. It's a phenomenon I've seen countless times. A man gets placed in the friend zone, but instead of respecting her boundary and adjusting his behavior, he does the opposite. He doubles down. He thinks, "I'll show her. I'll be the best friend she's ever had. I'll do her favors. I'll be her shoulder to cry on. I'll buy her gifts. I'll take her to dinner when other guys let her down." You become a victim not of her deception, but of your own denial. From her perspective, what's happening? She's already told you her position. The romantic door is locked. But you keep standing on her doorstep offering free gifts. Why would she say no? You have volunteered to be her provider, her chauffeur, her therapist, and her personal cheerleader, all without her having to offer any romantic commitment in return. You've created the perfect arrangement for her. She gets all the benefits of your attention and resources, and you get hope. A hope that is almost certain to be crushed. The more you give after she's drawn that line, the more her respect for you plummets. Because a man who respects himself also respects the clear words of others. A man who continues to chase after a clear no signals that he doesn't value himself enough to walk away. So, what is the right way to handle this? It's painfully simple, believe her. The moment she says she only wants friendship, your strategy must change immediately. You have 2 mature options. Option A, if you can genuinely, truly handle being just her friend without any hidden agenda, then fine. But you must recalibrate the relationship to what a real friendship looks like. That means no more expensive dinners you pay for, no more elaborate gifts, no more dropping everything to do her a favor. A real friendship is a 2-way street. Option B, if you know, in your heart of hearts, that you can't turn off your romantic feelings, and that every interaction will be tainted by your hope for more. Then you must walk away. For your own sanity, you need to create distance to protect your time, your energy, and your emotional health. It is far better to feel the short-term pain of losing one woman than to suffer the long-term agony of losing yourself trying to win someone who was never available to you in the first place. Stop paying for a fantasy. The truth was told to you from the start. So this is the line you must remember. If she says you're just a friend, believe her. Don't pay for the privilege of being ignored. Number 3, she avoids serious conversations. You can tell almost everything you need to know about someone's intentions by the depth of conversation they're willing to have with you. When a woman is genuinely invested in you, when she sees you as a potential long-term partner, she will be filled with a natural curiosity about who you are beneath the surface. She'll want to know more than just what you do for a living. She will want to know what drives you, what you're afraid of, what your relationship with your family is like, what your values are, and what you dream about for your future. These deeper conversations are how intimacy is built. They are the threads that weave two lives together. Now let's look at the opposite. You're with a woman, and every conversation feels like you're wading in the shallow end of the pool. It's all light, trivial, and superficial. You talk about TV shows, celebrity gossip, what you're going to eat, where you're going to go next. But anytime you try to steer the conversation to something more meaningful, she skillfully deflects. You try to talk about a challenge you're facing at work, and she quickly changes the subject to a funny meme she saw. You try to ask her about her future goals, and she gives a vague, non-committal answer before asking if you want another drink. You'll notice that she talks a lot about herself, her day, her drama, her wants, but she rarely asks anything deep about you. This is not an accident. This is a deliberate choice. She is intentionally keeping you at arm's length emotionally. She doesn't want to know the real you, because she has no plans to stick around long enough for it to matter. She doesn't want to build a bridge to your inner world. She just wants to hang out on your lawn for a while, because it's convenient. If she doesn't let you in, it's because she doesn't want you in. Some men try to rationalize this. They think, oh, she's just private, or it takes time for her to open up. And while some people are naturally more reserved, a woman who is interested will still give you signals of openness. She will reciprocate. If you share something vulnerable, she will share something vulnerable in return. It's a dance of mutual investment. If weeks, or even months, have gone by, and you know her favorite food, but you have no idea what she's passionate about, you are not building a relationship. You are just a recurring character in her social life. So, here's the test. Next time you're together, be the one to gently initiate a deeper topic. Don't force it, but open a door. Share something real. For example, I've been thinking a lot about my career path lately. I'm feeling a little unsure about the next 5 years. Have you ever felt that way? Now, watch her reaction like a hawk. Does she engage? Does she ask follow-up questions? Does she listen intently and then share a similar feeling or experience of her own? That's a green flag. Or does she give a one-word answer and then immediately look at her phone? Does she say, "Oh, that's tough," and then change the subject? That's a massive red flag. Her reaction tells you if she sees you as a partner to connect with, or simply as an entertainer to pass the time with. You cannot buy emotional connection. You cannot force intimacy. If she's not willing to meet you on a deeper level, it means she doesn't see a future with you that's worth the emotional effort. And that leads to the line you absolutely must remember. If all she wants is the free meal and not your mind, you're not dating, you're catering. Number 4, she's only available when it benefits her. This is one of the most painfully obvious signs. Yet men's hope and desire often blind them to the stark pattern right in front of them. Pay very close attention to the conditions of her availability. Here's the pattern. When you suggest a date or a hangout on your terms, she's busy. She's tired. She has plans with her friends. She has to work early. The excuses are endless. You feel like you can never quite nail down her time. But then, a day or two later, your phone buzzes. It's her. And suddenly, her packed schedule has magically cleared up. And what a coincidence, she's bored, she's hungry, or she and her friends want to go to that new club downtown that's notoriously expensive. She doesn't ask what your schedule is like. She simply announces her availability now that it serves her purpose. If her calendar only opens up when she wants something from you, you are not her partner. You are her convenience. Think about the power dynamic here. A relationship built on mutual respect involves compromise and a shared consideration for each other's time. She respects your schedule, and you respect hers. But a user operates like a boss calling an employee. She contacts you when she has a task for you to fulfill. Your own needs, your own schedule, your own fatigue, they are irrelevant. All that matters is that you are available to serve her needs at that moment. And the most egregious version of this, the infamous, "Can I bring my friends?" You plan a nice, intimate dinner for two. You're looking forward to someone, on one time. And an hour before you get the text, "Hey, is it cool if my two friends come along? They're dying to try that place." Let me translate that for you. What she's really saying is, "I would like to use your money and resources to entertain my friends. You will be expected to host and pay for everyone, and in return, you will get none of the intimacy or connection you were hoping for." A woman who respects you would never put you in this position. It's humiliating and deeply disrespectful. A woman who is using you won't even think twice about it, because in her mind, that's what you're there for. So, here is your essential test: say no. It's just one word, but it is the most powerful tool you have for revealing her true intentions. The next time she calls you out of the blue with a last-minute plan that clearly benefits her, say this calmly and kindly: "Hey, that sounds fun, but I can't make it tonight. I've already got plans. But let me know when you're free next week to do something." Her reaction will be a firework display of information. Does she get irritated or guilt trip you? Does she give you the cold shoulder for the next few days? Does she simply vanish until the next time she needs something? If so, you were never important. Only your utility was. Or does she respond with, "Oh, okay, no problem. How about Tuesday then?" If she makes an effort to reschedule on your terms, it shows she values you, not just what you can do for her. Men are terrified to say no because they fear it will make her lose interest. But you need to understand this. If saying no makes her disappear, then there was never any real interest to begin with. Here is the line you must never forget. If her calendar only opens when she's hungry, you're not her man. You're her meal ticket. Number 5, she invests no emotions in you. This final sign is the most profound because it goes to the very heart of what a real relationship is. A true partnership is built on a foundation of mutual emotional investment. It's the currency of care, support, and reciprocity. When a woman is using you, this currency is completely absent on her side of the ledger. You will find that you are the only one making emotional deposits, while her account remains empty. What does emotional investment look like? It's her sending you a text in the middle of the day just to ask how your important meeting went. It's her remembering a small detail you told her weeks ago about your dog or your favorite book. It's her genuinely celebrating your wins with you and offering a compassionate ear when you're going through a tough time. It's the simple act of her initiating contact because she misses you or is thinking about you. Now, be honest with yourself. Are you experiencing any of that? Or is your dynamic like this? You are the one who always sends the first text. If you stop, you have a feeling you might not hear from her for days, or even weeks. You share good news, and she gives a lukewarm, "Oh, that's nice," before changing the subject back to herself. You're having a bad day, and she's either completely oblivious or offers no real comfort. She can't remember the name of your best friend, even though you've mentioned him a dozen times. If you are doing all the emotional work, all the planning, all the checking in, all the remembering, all the supporting, you are not in a relationship. You are performing the emotional labor for two people, and she is simply the passive audience. The psychology here is simple. We invest our time and emotional energy into things we value. If she is not investing her emotional energy in you, it is because she does not see you or the relationship as a valuable, long-term asset. You are a temporary distraction, a source of entertainment, a convenience. She may accept your emotional investment, but she has no intention of reciprocating, because doing so would mean she actually has to care. So, what can you do? The test is to create a vacuum. Stop being the initiator for a few days. Don't do it as a manipulative game, but as an experiment. Get busy with your own life, your own hobbies, your own friends. Stop sending the good morning texts. Stop being the one to plan the next date. Just step back and observe the silence. Does she feel it? Does she reach out after a day or two and say, "Hey, haven't heard from you, is everything okay?" If she does, that's a sign that she noticed your absence and it registered with her. There's something to work with there. But if the silence is met only with more silence, if days go by and you hear nothing, then you have your undeniable, painful answer. You are not on her mind. Your absence has not created a void in her life, because you were never truly filling a meaningful space to begin with. You cannot force someone to care. You cannot buy affection. You cannot earn love by simply trying harder. If she isn't meeting you halfway emotionally, then you're not in her heart. You are at best in her spare time. This is the final line, and perhaps the most important one. No emotional investment means no real connection. Don't mistake her boredom for love. So, now you've seen the 5 signs. If you recognize one or two of these in your current situation, it's time to pause and pay very close attention. But if you see 3, 4, or all 5 of them consistently, then let me be crystal clear. You are not in a relationship. You are in a one-sided arrangement where you are being systematically drained. The easy thing to do now is to make excuses. To tell yourself that she'll change. That if you just keep giving a little more, she will finally see your value. But here at Stoic Manhood Guide, we deal with reality. And the reality is this: a woman's respect is never earned through endless self-sacrifice. Her attraction is not a prize you win by abandoning your own boundaries. It is time to flip the script. You have to understand this fundamental truth. You teach people how to treat you. Every time you excuse her lack of effort, you are teaching her that your standards are low. Every time you allow yourself to be used, you are sending a clear message to her, and more importantly, to yourself, that you don't believe you deserve better. So, here is my challenge to you. Stop hoping and start observing. Stop tolerating and start choosing. Because the kind of woman you truly want, a high-value woman with integrity, isn't looking for a doormat. She is looking for a partner. A man who knows his own value so completely that he refuses to settle for disrespect. A man whose respect for himself makes her respect him even more. If this message provided the clarity you needed today, support the channel by hitting that like button. And if you are serious about building a life based on strength, integrity, and self-respect, then make sure you subscribe to Stoic Manhood Guide and turn on your notifications. You won't want to miss the truths we share. Remember this: stop being an option in someone else's game. Start being the man who chooses his own path.